From the murky waters of the sportsman's paradise, stories emerge. Stories of the generations of people who have shared in the bounties of the land. Stories of communities that have persevered through natural disasters. Stories of the abundance of fish, wildlife, and adventures that create an ecosystem rich in diversity. And from the silted banks of the mighty Mississippi to the soggy marsh bottoms, from the tops of towering pine forests to the depths of the salty Gulf, human and animal have shared this fortune for centuries. Enjoy these stories as told by outdoor journalists who travel across our state, documenting the adventure, sportsmanship, and heritage that make us Bayou Wild.
Baseball, it was my job, it was my business, and hunting and fishing has always been my passion. So if there's something that has stuck with me throughout my lifetime, it is my passion. I am about passing on the legacy of the sport. I was born and raised hunting and fishing and still love every aspect of it till today. What I do now is I try to educate. Baseball, look, granted, I am gonna have a ton of great memories, but being in the outdoors, being with my dad, my brother, you know, my friends and relatives, it doesn't get any better than this. I'm trying to pass on our hunting and fishing heritage to the next generation and the following generation so that this legacy continues.
Closed captioning made possible by Ceto.com. Become a member.
Hello, my friends. This is Louisiana native Zachary Richard. I cherish the outdoor experiences that make our state so special. And for the first time in over 60 years, whooping cranes are back in Louisiana. Wildlife and fisheries need your help as these beautiful birds resettle in our state. If you spot a whooping crane, observe it from a distance, and if you witness anyone harming one of these very special birds, call the number on the screen.
This message is underwritten by Chevron.
This is Don Dubuque asking you to join me as a member of the Coastal Conservation Association. For 30 years, CCA has worked in Louisiana to conserve our incredible fisheries, making sure that our fishing is great today and for generations to come. Whether looking out for redfish and specks, eliminating gill nets, building reefs across the coast, or work at the state capitol and in D.C., CCA is doing what's best for the fish and the sport we love so much. Your $30 membership will ensure that this work and our great fishing endures well into the future. Go to ccalouisiana.com and join CCA today.
Island Hunting Company is the land of huge rack deer, exotic animals, ducks, enormous alligators, frogs, rabbits, squirrels, and a variety of birds and fish. And where there's a bounty so great, there's also an opportunity to share with those who are less fortunate.
Hunters for the Hungry has been around since 1994. Our mission is to encourage hunters and fishermen to share some of their bounty that we are blessed with in this beautiful sportsman's paradise with the people that are less fortunate. Richard and Judy Campbell of Baton Rouge were on a hunting trip in another state, and they read about the similar program in that state, and they said, you know, what better place for them to bring back the same, you know, type of organization than Louisiana to Sportsman's Paradise.
See what else is back here with our big bugs.
Alright, he's down there making a scrape.
For me personally, it started with, you know, donating meat every September. You know, I'd look forward to, you know, when you could empty out the freezer from the year before and, you know, prepare for the upcoming year. And then was able to get involved with being on the board of Hunters for the Hungry, and that put everything more into the forefront. This is a very valuable organization. It benefits a lot of people down the road, and I definitely wanted to be part of it.
Julie and I were hunting last night and did not see an axis to shoot at. Today we've been in the stand, we saw some really great whitetail bucks. We saw some axis bucks and some fallow bucks. But the place that we're at here, the island, wants us to do some game management, wanted us to take some does, especially axis does.
Owners and myself, we're fortunate to have this place, first of all, and we're fortunate to be able to work in this type of situation. And it's important when you're fortunate like that to give back to the community, to give back to the people that are less fortunate, to get them going, help them out.
We have 4 fallow deer back here. They keep staring up in the woods. Don't know what they're looking at yet. Nothing stepped out in the field.
You got to manage the herd. You have to, these axes, they breed twice a year. They drop 2 babies a year. And if you don't shoot them, the herd will get out of control.
You see the fellow that's walking to us? There's a doe right behind him. She just picked up her head.
Mm-hmm.
You see her?
Mm-hmm. I'm on the whole herd.
Okay. All right, y'all ready? All right, fire in the hole. We have an axis doe down. We're gonna bring her to the skinning shed, and after that, once we get her all cleaned up, we're gonna donate it to Hunters for the Hungry for some needy people. We'll have some nice meals.
It's very very easy for, you know, a school to do a canned good drive, or for a grocery store to put out a bin where you can, you know, drop off, you know, boxes of pasta and rice and that sort of thing. But nobody really has a program except for us where we can provide lean protein, the deer meat, the fish, the duck. There's nothing else like us in, you know, Louisiana to be able to gather this protein for the 5 major food banks that we work with throughout the state.
You know, you get a certain amount of meat, fish, whatever it might be, and you know, you kind of have an expiration date. And if you cannot use it, well then guess what's going to happen? If you can donate it, there are people that are definitely going to be able to use it a lot quicker than you are.
Well, we're here at the island, and once again, it's not always just a bag and one and done situation. We had 5 separate hunters in 5 different locations, both bow hunting and rifle hunting. So it was a team effort to get this kill, and the next step is getting it processed. The good news is this is about 4 times what the weight is, turns into meals. So if we have about 100 pounds of meat, that's 400 meals that'll go to Hunters for the Hungry.
I'm gonna eat my fair share of wild game, wild venison, fish, whatever it might be. But if I have an overabundance, it's been a good year or something like that, I am gonna help out my fellow man. And that's what I want others to do. And that's why I am doing something like this, is to spread the word.
You know, this year, for instance, Clean Out Your Freezer Day, we now, with a large donation that we just received from Cisco, which was 6,400 pounds of food, that put us over the 30,000 pounds of protein that we were able to collect statewide. The general rule of thumb is you multiply that by 4, and that's how many meals we were able to feed to the needy of our state. So 120,000 meals were prepared for our Hungry. Yeah.
Coming up next, hunters band together to feed the hungry.
I come from a family of hunters. They're very compassionate, they're caring, they're just the foundation of Louisiana.
In 1967, Dutch Stogner realized his dream to run his own meat market. 50 years and 3 generations later, Double D and the Stogner family still operate with Dutch's original commitment to quality. Pick up some Double D sausage today and share your good times with us on Facebook.
Some things in life smell delicious. Others, not so much. Like a gas leak. Propane, for instance, is naturally odorless. That's why we add strong odorants to alert you if there is a leak. So if you ever smell gas, turn your system off at the tank and call your propane dealer immediately. Propane is a safe and exceptional fuel, and we want to keep it that way.
In 1967, Dutch Stogner realized his dream to run his own meat market. 50 years and 3 generations later, Double D and the Stogner family still operate with Dutch's original commitment to quality. Pick up some Double D sausage today and share your good times with us on Facebook.
All right, y'all ready? Yeah. All right, fire in the hole.
So here we are. We got some unbelievable venison for Hunters for the Hungry.
Absolutely. A deer this size will produce about 240 meals for the homeless in Louisiana.
So you've seen the hunt in the field, and then it's up to the processors to process the game, donated of course, and then the end result is distributing it by Hunters for the Hungry and their volunteers to over 500 locations all across the state of Louisiana, to facilities like the St. Vincent de Paul of Baton Rouge location.
It was a great opportunity for St. Vincent de Paul to get something we desperately needed, and that's protein. I come from a family of hunters. They're very compassionate, they're caring, They're just the foundation of Louisiana. I can't think over the last many decades how many people that has served. It's just a remarkable charity, and one that St. Vincent de Paul is really blessed to have the support of.
I think when we're talking about who we're serving, for the most part, just a hot meal is a treat. Whether that's a deer chili, or whether that's duck and rice and gravy, or whatever it is, it's certainly such a treat to them. I had someone offer me squirrel or pheasant or whatever. I said, is there anything that you can't cook? And they said, absolutely not.
It's all walks of life that are here. It could be all reasons why you are here, and I think anybody could end up here. And so just to be able to come here and serve, and as you walk around, everybody's telling you thank you, and how could you not be here, and how could you not want to do this? It's not just a charitable donation. We're actually here doing it, serving. That's all you need is just that thank you, that look, that they might not even say anything, but the gratitude is there.
The needy are so hungry that they don't care. It's a hot meal, and we're able to provide the protein to them that their agencies normally wouldn't be able to have access to.
It's a rich history of making a difference, and whether it's the 6,400-pound donation or it's the venison or the catch, we are Sportsman's Paradise, and you can see all the great hunters that really are committed to making our community a better place for the less fortunate.
It's also an organization that can really be instilled in the youth. I think the children that hear about this, that love to hunt, will want to give back as well, and it's great to get them started early with some of their kills. Maybe not necessarily what they kill, but we see the generosity grow through the generations if they're introduced to this at a young age.
We actually have a board member who his son managed the Freezer Day location in St. Francisville, and as soon as they were done, he went home and he said, Dad, we got to go plant the food plots. For deer season, I want to donate a deer. So people are very willing and appreciative of the resources that they are provided in Louisiana, and they want to share.
For me personally, that's what this sport is about. Whether I'm a hunter, whether I'm a fisherman, I am about taking care of the resource and then being able to take care of my fellow man.
It's a feeling. It's a feeling you get. How do you not come here and just feel very humbled by this? And there's a lot of humanity involved here. Just one person helping another person.
We all have enough food in the freezer. How many times you look in your freezer and there's a bag of redfish that's 3 years old, 2 years old? Let's give it up. Let's share.
If you're lucky enough to bag a deer or a hog this season, bring it here to Double D. Double D processes hogs and exotic game and guarantees your product is always the meat you brought to Double D.
Double D Meats in Bogalusa, home of country smoked, spicy jalapeno cheddar, and other customized flavors.
Bring your deer or your hog here to Double D, where you always get your meat back in return. It's worth a drive to Bogalusa from anywhere. Double D.
Add the taste of Louisiana to your next meal. If you like creamy, bold, tangy, or spicy, bring home the taste of Louisiana with sauces from Louisiana Fish Fry products. Welcome back. Hunters take pride in using as much as they can from their kill, but have you ever decided to eat the heart? It's actually a muscle and it's really not gross, and Chef John Folse is going to show you how to make it delicious.
Well, first of all, when you called me and asked if we would cook some venison, I said absolutely. And I've cooked heart quite a bit. I've stuffed heart. I've done a lot, but to have those little bitty beautiful deer hearts, the secret, of course, to it is cleaning it really well, getting all of that fat, all of the veins and arteries go into the top of that. You want to cut all of that out. All the veins and coming into the ventricles and all of that are right up here. So I always look for that seam that I can get in. And then to slice it right in half gives you the ability to open that heart up, take all the blood that may have remained in it out. The fact is, once it's clean, once it's sliced nicely, once it's sauteed in a little bit butter and seasoned, nobody could tell it from filet mignon. A lot of times people are looking for the fattier piece of meats for tenderness.
Right.
But the fact is, this heart is just a solid muscle that's going to beat 24 hours a day. So you would think of it as being
tough.
really tough. But the fact is, it's exactly the opposite.
Right.
And I think that's really the intrigue. Once I think they hear you and I talking about it and seeing it, I think there's going to be a lot of people going after that deer heart. Go ahead and cut it in strips like this. I just want to show you. You want to cut them in thin strips, and then go ahead, because we're making a pasta, and then cut it in 1-inch pieces like that.
And it's not gross, it's not slimy like many other organs.
No,
it's a muscle like any other muscle that we do eat, like a backstrap or a ham. So it doesn't have that gross factor that some people might be thinking it is.
And you know what? I would even equate it. You just made a great point talking about backstrap. If you look at backstrap, as tender as it is, that muscle is sitting there working inside or the loins on the outside. But at the end of the day, it's a very tender cut. That heart, you would think, would be very, very tough. But the fact is, I was so shocked when I cooked it for the first time and took a little piece of it to put it, and it just melted in my mouth. And I think you and I were both excited to find that. Yeah, you introduced me to it, but it was the first time I had really cooked it on air.
Wow.
And I'll tell you, I was shocked.
Add the taste of Louisiana to your next meal. If you like creamy, bold, tangy, or spicy, bring home the taste of Louisiana with sauces from Louisiana fish fry products.
Now, once that's like I say, medium rare, that's only going to take 2 or 3 minutes to get it. So we're going to put it back in. I recommend taking it out, making the pasta sauce, and then coming back in. Now, you see about right there? That would be about where I would want to eat it, right? Yeah, because those little strips will cook very, very quickly.
Not
right?
beating, but almost still beating.
Yeah. But look how beautiful that is. It looks like filet mignon.
It really
right?
does. It looks like steak. And I think if you were to feed this to somebody in blind taste test, they would think
They would think it was strips of filet. It's not a tough cut of meat. It's a very flavorful cut of meat. The secret is just an easy clean. There's no big deal to it. And again, you take that part out first. And the dish we made that nice little wonderful pasta. And I think people were shocked just to imagine that hearts which aren't available too much in markets anymore. Yeah, you're not going to buy them. People don't know. They don't even know what to expect. But now that hunters know that they can get that heart, get it right away, go ahead and clean it. Cook it, saute is just as fast. I stripped it, so I could saute it quickly in a little garlic butter. Oh my! What I do now is do what most good hunters do: a little rotel, right? Put it in there. I'm going to put a little red wine. You got that? Mm-hmm. I'm putting a little touch of bacon fat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, bacon fat, huh? That's an ingredient
Because
here.
venison, everybody knows, is a very lean meat, so it can't hurt with a little added fat.
And a little bit butter.
Yum.
Anytime you put those kind of the butter, the bacon fat in, you're really improving the overall flavor of it. And I'll dust just a little bit flour, not much, just on that to kind of thicken that up a little bit.
So if you have a squeamish person in your family that would never consider eating it, no matter how good you say it is, don't tell them what it is.
Tell them it's filet mignon.
Have them eat it, and then after they've eaten it, tell them what it is.
That's exactly right.
They'll be changed forever.
And that's true with a lot of foods.
Yes.
Too, a lot of foods. Once all of that comes together nicely like that, I would add my orecchiette or whatever pasta you want. This is cooked. And what I like about this is really a good quick camp dish too, because you're always looking for something that that you can get on the plates quick. And this is just another great example of it right here.
So if you have an afternoon kill and the day's getting late, this won't take you too long to make.
And that's the only part of the animal, just about the only part of the animal that you'll feel pretty good about just cleaning and eating very quickly.
So this season, when you shoot a deer, save the heart, unless it's destroyed and you absolutely pummeled it, it may not be good, but believe it or not, you could cut off a little piece if you nick it.
And don't be shocked with all of the veins and everything, the arteries going into it. Yeah, it's just going to be, get you a nice sharp paring knife, just cut it in half, wash out those ventricles and all of that, get the blood out of them. Filet mignon, nobody would know the difference.
Venison heart, the best kept secret on the deer.
Not anymore.
We love our children. We protect them. We guide them. We prepare them for life in the world. With all that we do, from deep in our hearts, we cannot control all things. Life-threatening illnesses and disabilities affect far too many of our children each year. While we cannot change the circumstance, we can make dreams come true. Dreams to provide hope, to provide spiritual healing and strength, to provide moments of happiness and relief in the hardest of times. We can give a glimmer of light and hope in a time of darkness and despair. Join huntofalifetime.org to help make dreams come true, to provide hope for children with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Hunt of a Lifetime is a nonprofit organization fulfilling dreams for hunting and fishing trips to youth 21 and under with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Visit huntofalifetime.org to learn how you can make a difference.
Thanks for watching another edition of Bayou Wild TV. You can check out all those really great recipes on our website, Bayou Wild TV, or on our YouTube channel, where each one is broken up for you to cook at home. We also have some great merchandise on our website. You can get the hats, the shirts to wear out in the field.
And if you like, come have lunch with us at Morton's Restaurant and Seafood right here on the banks of the Tchefuncte River in Madisonville on Mondays at lunchtime.